Well, yeah, I'm gonna start mine right
Ready,
now.
Freddy?
Start yours. All right, here we go.
What's up, everybody? This is
Number two.
Warman here, and we are doing a live broadcast for Sea of Thieves. What's happening, everybody?
All right, and this is Anubis. We're gonna just talk about what our favorite parts of the open beta for Sea of Thieves were. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite parts, some of the favorite mechanics, what we liked, what we didn't like, what works, what doesn't work, all that good stuff. We're gonna speculate and what are our hopes and dreams for what the final launch will be.
I knew you were going to say dreams.
Really, because that was completely off of whim. I wasn't planning on it, and it felt natural. Anyway, so let's start with
Hi, I'm Vaultman.
yeah, let's
I am
keep
happy.
going with introductions. All right. For sure, that's your cue.
Oh, hi.
He's not even.
For sure.
Well, so that was for sure.
It's because I was looking at the
Archduke, would you kindly
main why.
What are you doing for sure?
A
Just to,
bubble
like,
of joy.
refresh
The scene.
and renew and
Okay.
get pumped.
Get pumped. Oh goodness. Well, this is gonna be fun. Anyway.
And last but certainly not least,
No, that's everybody.
That's everybody, Paul.
That's everybody, Vault. Everybody has
he
introduced
never
himself now.
introduced himself. Okay.
Anyway.
the
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah. See, this is why I
Anyway,
tried to
guys,
have
we're gonna talk
that-
about your favorite moments of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, let's just go into it because this is just blowing up pretty quickly. All right, so start us off, Warman. What was your favorite moment? We'll do moments. What was your favorite moment? Like, what was your favorite thing that happened that you really loved in the beta?
Well, I landed up joining a random 4-person crew. Made some pretty good friends doing it, which I like how they're joining people that actually have mics and stuff, and you're joining with pretty good people. And we landed up coming across a guy that had like 20 chests in his boat. And instead of fighting us, he just surrendered and wanted to kind of be a part of our crew. So he was kind of a fifth man without really being a part of the crew, and gave us all those chests. And so we were trying to complete the 100 chests quest. We landed up, I guess, having a big target on our back from a whole bunch of different ships because they knew we had a whole bunch of chests. And so we started getting overrun by people, and then we ended up getting sunk. But it was just so much fun just being able to do that.
Yeah, I do. That's one of the great things is I love the freedom. It's like you can just attack other crews, or you can be friendly, and just join up with people if you have a bad crew. Or if
Gang
you're
up
by
on other
yourself.
people.
And yeah, you can gang up on other people. I definitely saw
It's beautiful.
a fair
when it
amount
works.
of that. I saw a fair amount of people kind of teaming up. And I think this is going to be something more common in the main game. I think smaller ships, or even just ships of crews that aren't as good, are going to realize who the winning ship is in a fight, and then they're going to team up against that winning ship. I noticed it a bit in the beta, and I think I'm going to see more of that, which makes me a little bit worried because I want to be the better ship, which makes me think people are going to start teaming up on me. So we'll see how that goes. Happy, what was your favorite beta moment?
My favorite beta moment was, I would say, probably, just going on the island and reading the map and trying to search for treasure. I don't know if I had a really particular favorite moment. Like, this was that moment that I absolutely loved. But yeah, just in general, I really enjoy the aspect of digging and looking for treasure, and I'm really enjoying the fact that you know, you can have some certain clues in it, and sometimes it's a little bit more tricky to read or figure out the clues. But I really enjoy finding the treasure aspect of the beta.
Yeah, you're
agree.
talking. So when you say read, were you more so talking about the X marks the spot
Like-
maps, or are you talking
Yeah,
more riddle
like
maps?
yeah. So I like those. I honestly I kind of like I'm enjoying the ones where they don't give you like actual like they don't show you an actual map. I really like the like riddles and clues because some of those are really difficult to
The
find.
riddles were
Like
better.
those, yeah. I mean they're not insanely difficult, but I do it does feel
Correct.
really rewarding whenever you see a riddle
Mhm.
and like you and your friends have been looking for like 20 minutes straight and you finally find what we were trying to look for.
Mhm.
For instance, I think mine was like under an eagle or something, and we were looking around this island in the beta for like 15-20 minutes, and it just felt pretty rewarding as like I finally found it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've seen that too.
I had something similar.
Yeah, what was?
Did you see? I don't know if you guys had that one mission where you had to find a little library on one of the islands, and I'm looking around for an actual structure, but it was just like this little pile of books.
The pile of books
over in the middle.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Was it like a little
Yeah.
broken bookshelf or something?
And I really think
Yeah.
they're gonna do some cool stuff in the future with these like riddles, like and have like bigger missions, and I'm really excited for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping for bigger ones too.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why they were so small for us, especially with the X marks the spots, they were all on like tiny islands. It's because it was the beginning of the progression of that level. So it like starts you off easier, and then it gets gradually harder. But because it was a beta, most of it was just easy.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah, it's not-
probably
it's not- I
barely
imagine they are-
skimmed
There was
the
a few really
surface.
hard ones still, especially those bigger islands where we had to find the X. Oh my god!
Some of them got harder, but I think that was during the part where we were getting further along in our progression. I don't think we had any of the larger ones too early on. For sure. What did you say?
I mean,
Oh, I said I think that we've barely skimmed the surface on
Mhm.
what
I'm
what
hoping
there's
we
going to
only
be in
have-
this game.
I'm really hoping we only have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we've definitely seen a good chunk, but there's definitely a lot more surprises to
While
come.
I like what
well,
I've
with the
seen,
stuff,
I really
the stuff-
hope there's a lot more. I'm really hoping for a lot more to keep me interested for a long time.
I think with the way they have
More-
the gameplay set up, they could do really anything with it. It's like kind of like a new genre that they've created.
Yeah,
There could be. I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but it would be really cool if they did like a new weekly
Challenge.
chess search or something like that. Yeah, they come up with something new every week or something. That would be something really cool. I'd like to see
well,
to keep the
I-
game
I
interesting.
I do have a
long
comment on
term,
that,
I mean.
but we'll
Yeah, we can
remind
leave that
us
to later.
about
I'm
that
just
again because
throwing that out
we're
there
gonna
while I'm
get
thinking about
there.
it.
We're gonna get. You're right.
I know.
We're gonna get there, and I have something. I have a good answer for you, but I don't want to get into that yet. For sure, I think. Right, for sure. What was your favorite? What was your favorite moment? Because I know
Well,
you're obsessing about this game, so you must have had
It was-
a lot.
honestly, it's like my favorite moment is the moment when I decided that I wanted to get the game because I didn't know what to think of it. I'm not a huge pirate person. I'm not like I didn't see the big deal about this game at first, and then I started playing it. And I was like, oh my god, this is all I want to play. This is like, I'm going nuts because I can't play this game. And it's all
Yeah.
I want to play. But I honestly think one of my favorite parts of the game is just getting to play music. That's
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
one
It is
of my
really
favorite
cool.
Having, like,
moments.
a
It's
little
just
band.
like everyone stopping whatever
Mhm.
they're doing and then just playing music. And then everyone will be like, holy crap, there's a rock right in front of us because everyone's just not paying attention to what's going on. And suddenly we're about to hit a rock and it's like everyone goes crazy. And I like how every time someone gets sent into the brig, everyone's like, okay, time to go play sad music for this poor soul
Yep.
and make them feel like they're the odd person out.
Yeah.
So I think that's my
Yeah, they did
One
a
of my
really good
favorite
job
things.
with the fact that, if one person plays a song, everyone else automatically plays that same one if they tune in. Like
Exactly.
that was
Yeah.
brilliant the way they did that.
I hope they add a little bit more instruments too along the way.
I'm
I hope
thinking
so.
they
That
will,
would be awesome.
honestly.
I think it'd be
With
nice
all
to-
those
They should
empty
get a
slots
violin
they
in
showed,
there.
there should be more.
Yeah, we'll just get like
Ukulele.
yeah, like there's definitely a lot of different instruments they can use.
I want a harmonica. I really want a harmonica.
That would be a good one. Yeah, that would get some nice
I
notes
really
in there.
want a harmonica.
Yeah, I actually really like that harmonica idea. Did someone Vault? Did you not say your favorite part?
It's Vault's turn.
No,
and
I
then
did
your
not.
turn.
Yeah, Vault. What was your favorite part?
Honestly, it's kind of split between two, but the main one I loved, just the moment I really felt like just showed how good this game can be, is when you do serious teamwork. We were in a storm trying to outrun another enemy. There was an enemy chasing us,
Sucker.
and you were at the helm of the ship, but we were trying to get away from a ship that was chasing us while we were trying to get to port to turn in all our chests. So we tried to lose them in the storm, and we pulled off one of the most craziest maneuvers I've ever seen. It was just how we can just do all this great stuff as a team in the game. Just there's some really cool things you can do on these big ships as a team, and it's just insane how what can happen, and that just blew my mind. How great it was.
Yeah,
We lost the ship and everything.
Okay,
We
go ahead.
gained so much ground by that crazy maneuver, honestly. And there's so many other things I could say about the game. It's really hard to pick one.
Yeah, let me do a step back real quick, just for everyone to know a little bit of context. So, for sure, had never played Sea of Thieves before. Warman, you've never played Sea of Thieves before the beta, right?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
play.
Vault also never played Sea of Thieves before. Happy, you've played a little bit. I want to say like roughly 10 hours in the alpha. Do you think you did more than that?
Yeah. No, around that probably.
Yeah, and then I'm
10 hours is a decent amount.
I've played 10 hours is not a bad amount. But I've gone completely overboard and obsessed with this game, and I've probably got about 150 hours into this game. So with that context, now I'm going to describe a little bit more detail into Vault's favorite, because this was also my favorite, because this is the part where I was able to feel like I could really shine because of my experience. So we are on a boat, and we've got treasure, and this other ship is coming at us, and I am the only person on my crew that has really experience with the game, which is, it's totally understandable, but it's also quite frustrating because I'm trying to like get us to an outpost, and people are not doing sales properly, and they're chasing us. They chased us halfway across the map. The crew that was chasing
they would
us
not
was
leave us
definitely
alone.
good. They were good enough to stop me from boarding their ship and anchor dropping them multiple times. They were able to stop me, so they were a decent ship, so they had some experience. And there was, when I was trying to do that, we were trying to go to the outpost, but the wheel was not going the right direction, because people were still new to the game. So I'm like, all right, I need to take the helm for us to have any chance to get to an outpost. But at this point, they're really close to us. So I'm like, all right, I've got to basically do a Hail Mary play, and I see a storm about a few hundred yards in the distance. I drive us right into it, and then once I can tell that, and at this point, when we get into the storm, they're probably 20 feet behind us at most.
I feel like they were further.
It was not far. They were right on our tail. When we got into the storm,
I'd recorded that.
They were right on our tail. But anyway, so once we get into the storm, all our lights are off the boat, because rule number 1 for anyone, only noobs have lanterns on their boat unless they're trying to attract people. So our boat is pretty
come at me,
dark.
bro.
I don't remember. It wasn't nighttime, but we got into the storm, and it's dark in the storm though. once I felt they could barely see us, well, basically when I could barely see them, so I knew they could barely see us. I think they had their lanterns on too, which made it easier for me.
We made sure they were in the storm with us.
Once they were in the storm with us, and it was basically impossible to see more than 10 feet in front of you, I told Vault and one of the other players. We only had a 3-person crew.
No, we had a 4-person crew.
They
It
were
was
not.
you, me, Sarah, and Warmancer that day.
He
Was it?
wasn't. He was either not in
thought
it
it was.
or he had no. I promise you, we had a 3-person crew because I was like, in my head, I was deciding who's doing what role, and I had to have you bucket, and she had to do everything else.
Yeah.
But
because,
basically,
like, holes were constantly popping.
yeah, because
out.
holes were popping.
And word of advice: if you
taking up
sail
so much
through a
water.
storm, people, you need to have someone on bucket duty because holes will pop out every 10 seconds down below deck.
Yeah, it was
Anyone
pretty
listening,
rough.
by the way, it gets pretty insane.
But anyway, so basically, I knew they had lost at least good visual. They may have had an idea where we were, but they did not see us very well. I told one crew member to drop anchor. We did what's called a handbrake turn. I had the wheel completely turned, and also storm mechanics. I can't get off the wheel. If I get off the wheel, the storm takes control, and I wasn't going to be able to do the maneuver I wanted to do. So I basically was able to get us to turn all the way around real quick, and then I had both Vault and the other person raise anchor, and so we were able to basically do a 180 and turn around and just completely go the other direction before they realized
Caught the
what was
ship by
going on,
surprise.
and completely caught
We
them off
got
guard.
hundreds of yards.
And yeah, we
were hundreds of yards
They
ahead.
were coming out of the storm when we were depositing our gold. We had several hundred yards on them. It was wonderful. So like
I remember
that was my
like, when we
favorite
turned
part.
him in, I'm just waving at him from the shore, like, "Hey, guys."
Yep, yeah, 'cause that was my favorite part because it allowed me to really shine and that's what I want to do in the main game. Is I want to be really good at this game. So that was my favorite part as well. I think that's everybody for parts, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, feel free to just jump in. I'm not gonna just keep calling by name unless I feel like.
I
but,
think
There was lots
I
of good
think this
things.
game.
The water
I
is
think this
great.
game is going to create it's going to create different individuals. Like for example, some people are going to be good at sailing. Some people are going to be good at cannons, and some are going to be good at like probably jumping in the water with an explosive barrel and sinking another ship quickly. I mean, I'm terrible on the guns, but I'm pretty good sailing. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's one of the things I
Sniping,
really like.
Camaraderie. Just the camaraderie the game can create on a 4-person ship is something else. A lot of times, I mean, anger can get raised sometimes, but generally speaking, everyone, you can form a huge bond, and everyone knows what they're doing before long. Normally, I don't know how. It's just the game just is really good about helping everyone to. Can't put into words. I'm having difficulty
They
doing this
found
right
a
now.
really good way
Roles.
at making it so everyone
Make
has,
sure
has
everyone
their
has a role.
roles,
They have a good
but
role system.
no one feels like
Yes.
their role is useless.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Especially on
Yeah.
a 4-person ship.
Yeah,
Maybe on a 2 or 1-person ship. I wish they had a size difference for the 1 and 2. If I were to be kind of
I don't.
negative, but I wish. It feels kind of useless to have a 1 and 2-person ship the same size. I'd like a
Yeah,
smaller
sure.
boat.
Yeah, I will agree. On a 2-person boat, you definitely don't need the second person, but
Yeah.
having
Or
the second
something
person
like
will
that.
let you really reach a higher level of, I guess, skill. Like you're gonna be able to do
True,
more.
it's
You're
just-
gonna be better.
I wish there was a
because you
size
have the extra
difference
hands.
is what I'm getting at. Like,
I mean, I
maybe
do
a
like
smaller
that there's
boat for
a
one
difference in
person.
speed between the two.
Or a bigger
like
boat
it's
for a
that
2-person.
the smaller boats are faster. Although it may not be realistic, it's nice because they need that advantage.
They need the speed, yes.
Well,
The other thing I was
think
saying that I was split on was where we were just at port. We'd already turned in our treasure chests. Someone just came out of freaking nowhere from around the island, just blasted our ship. If you remember, another team saw what happened and just said, "Hey, you guys want to team up on this ship?" And we said,
Yeah.
"Fuck yes!" And we just chased them across the whole fucking map, and they were finally screaming at us, "Leave us alone!" We were like, "No, you sank our ship."
Yeah,
I
mean, that
think
just
also,
goes to
like,
show you
being-
can team
The other
up.
team's like,
Being
"We
like,
saw what they did. That wasn't right. We're gonna team up with it."
I think
I do
having
like
the
how
different
relentless
chests-
you can be.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
like, it's fun. It can be fun.
You could just be
and
like a dog with a bone
just
and just keep
annoying.
going at somebody.
Mhm.
when it can be fun and annoying when someone's holding a grudge against you in the game, like in terms
But-
of like they're just chasing after you the whole map, like this dude, or just the ship just won't leave us the hell alone.
But see, what I like is the fact that you have two kind of different aspects of the game. You have that one aspect where you work as a crew and really work together as a good team, and then you have that other one where you just don't want to really do much. You just want to mess around, where you could be that one person ship and just be like a complete troll.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many things you can do, and I'm really liking a lot of the things they've shown. I'm hoping for a lot more for longevity, but there's a lot of promise in the game.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see different seasons as well.
That would
Yeah,
be
that'd
The
be
interesting.
what?
too.
The
Different
what?
seasons.
I don't know if we're gonna get
You
seasons.
mean like winters? You
But
mean like-
just
you mean
because
like
it's
winter
island
storms?
areas, it is normally
Okay.
tropical, and I guess it's not really as.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
yeah,
know
you're
if
not
they
really going to
really
see
snow
winter
around.
storms.
Yeah, but it's a video game, and you can still throw in ice if you want to.
Or
Yeah.
even
I'd like to see-
hurricanes
Like, if
and
they
stuff
have-
like
Yeah, I
that.
was saying
like,
hurricanes. I'd like to see
Skeletons
heavier
rising
storms
out
and just
from
those
the
small
dead.
storms.
Then
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that'd
for,
be
for
cool.
sure makes a good point. I mean,
Let's
it's a
be
video
realistic
game.
for sure. That's just joking.
Well, what it
I'd
is,
like to
guys,
see
is-
like a mechanic where like the hurricane can just wash your ship ashore and you're fucked.
well,
or
no,
something
because
like
how
that.
fun is that?
Oh, I would love to see some ginormous
it's hilarious.
waves that could like
Yeah.
what's that movie?
That would be
What's
cool.
some of those movies where there's like
Tsunami?
the perfect storm,
Yeah, I was gonna say the perfect storm.
White Squall.
yeah, white squall.
Um,
I don't know
yeah,
that
they
one.
should like throw in Sidoos and everything, Skidoos, whatever.
Skidoos.
Oh my god, you're ruining this.
but anyway, so they don't have
No,
seasons,
they do.
but
It's a
you
joke.
may have realized they do have different kind of themes of areas. There's areas that are called like the wilds. I don't remember. I forget which one the wilds is, but like they have some areas that are more of the sunny tropical areas, but then they also do have more areas that are like the sky is like a murky-ish green, and it's really kind of like a more threatening feel.
I am kind of with.
So they do
for
kind
sure.
of
I would like to
section
see more
off
weather
parts of the
effects.
map to have seasons in a sense.
Did
I
Yeah,
would
but
like
did
to
you
see
guys-
more weather effects in the game, like riptides and other stuff. I would like to see more stuff like that in the final product. I don't know if we will, but
did you guys
Undertows.
go out of bounds at all?
We
Mhm.
did.
Yes, we did.
Yep, we did.
that was hilarious.
a lot of fun.
It was like everything just turned red and more red.
I
And
really
we
would
actually
like
made it
Out of
to as
Bounds to
far
be
as
like
it will
Pirates of
let
the
you. Like it
Caribbean.
would not let you go any further.
Yeah.
Well, me and Anubis, we were trying to swim to the ship of the damned in that one quadrant.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, we found the death ship, the ship of the damned, where you actually go and you spawn. That is a physical ship in the world.
Really?
It's super
Yeah.
deep, and
It's
we
deep.
found it underwater, and we were swimming.
Oh, it's
And,
underwater. Okay.
and we were looking for it. And I saw it, but it's like you can't reach it. It's too far down. It's not possible to reach it.
You
Yeah, 'cause
drowned.
you
with
hit the
it was-
floor
it
where it
was
won't
cool
let you
to
go any
see.
deeper. Okay, that was pretty cool. There's lots of cool things I'm hoping that they add to the game. I guess we're kind of moving towards that now. If everyone kind of agrees with that, like things we want to be put in the game. Like other than weather effects, honestly, I would like to see like what we touched on earlier. I would like to see something along the lines of weekly things to
Oh yes.
help
So they
prolong
have,
the game.
they
That
have
way
confirmed-
we have longer term.
They have confirmed, although they've been vague about it, they do want some kind of like event things.
I would
to
love that,
kind
'cause that's what this game
in-world
needs,
events
if they're not
similar
gonna
to
add much
how
more.
Destiny has public events. Something to that extent where
Oh, that's
where
cool.
people of the world
I
can
wanna
kind
see,
of
like-
converge and
brand
you
new
know
quest.
I feel
added
like
this
like
week.
we
like
want to see
a
like
Kraken
how's that
appears.
gonna work. Well, yeah,
But
it's very.
are people just gonna be focused on killing each
well,
other,
see,
or are they
that's
actually
the
gonna?
thing. We're gonna find out what
Yeah.
kind of
Or maybe
attitudes
something
people have
like
on that.
this week only, and it won't be for another 10 or 12 weeks. You can only get this treasure chest.
They
or
might.
something like something crazy like that. That would be cool. That would be
As
something
long
that
as
would
it's
make
not
you
that
want to play the
crying
game
chest.
long term. Oh my god, the
Chest of
crying
sorrow.
chest was
I get
awesome.
upset
That was
when
what I was
games
trying
do
to
that.
remember. The crying chest.
Oh.
That was my other favorite part. Was just how we thought we'd figured out the crying chest. Play it some music and it'll shut up.
So
no,
so
it's
here's
not
a good
working anymore,
So
guys.
so why doesn't everyone take a turn and try and make up a chest like right now? Like make up your own special chest that would what kind of adverse effects would it have?
Well, there's actually a thread on the forums about that. A
I'd
couple.
like to see one that
I'm
kind
trying
of
to think
makes
of
you
what-
lose health. When you
If I
carry
was
it.
to if I was to make one, I'd make it so that it made storm appear on you until you got it to
like
to
that.
the actual.
That'd be
I'd
really
like one that
hard.
could attract. This
I'd
is
like
not
that.
confirmed or anything. I'm simply
No, we're saying,
guessing.
what
I mean,
would you want?
I would
Yeah.
like to see
Stop changing the
a
subject.
chest. I would like to see a chest that summons like a kraken or some crazy monster.
Oh, that'd
If
be
you-
cool.
when you bring
Summoning
it
a
That you
monster
have to
when you
defeat
grab
in a
it.
certain
Yes,
amount of time,
or just get away
else you're
from, or
sunk.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm fine with fighting it or something. Like Poseidon comes out of the water and says, "Hi guys."
One
You took
one
my
that
chest.
I thought of that I would like to see would be like one a chest that basically has like a godlight on it, so that which a godlight is just like
Oh,
a
it
beam
lets
of
everyone
light from
know.
the sky, so that
Yes.
way anyone that sees will
Yes.
know you
Oh my
have that
God.
chest. So there's no
That's
And it
doubt.
has to be a lot though for that though.
Yeah,
but,
That's
but
what I
basically
want.
it would be like a
valuable.
beacon that anyone could see.
Nice.
and
So I
they-
call it the
across
lighthouse
the map.
chest.
Yeah, I mean, not
The
across the
lighthouse.
whole world,
Yeah.
but it'd be a bright beacon, and it'd be if they're in sight of you, then they can see that beam.
Knowing
and
you,
then
I know
they'll
you would want to go straight to port. You wouldn't even want to stop for anything else. Guys, we're not stopping for supplies. We're going
It
now.
depends. I mean, that'd be the smartest thing to do, honestly. If you get that
I
freaking
know, I'm
chest and
just
you've got a
imagining
beacon
it.
saying,
Oh,
"Hey,
look at
here
all
it
these
is."
cannonballs. Don't care. We're going.
Hey, it could also work out a way is if you get that chest, you may want to use it to actually
use it as
attack
bait.
people, so people
Yeah.
are gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, another chest that I was thinking also was that how like the crying chest, it fills the boat with water. Well,
That was
instead, you bring the chest aboard, and all of a sudden, every so often, skeletons start appearing on your boat.
Yep.
And start attacking you.
Yeah, there's lots of possibilities they could do, and I hope they
Yeah.
go out of their way to have like 20 or 30 at least of special chests.
They could
like
do
that.
a famine
At least.
chest.
I'm really
where
hoping
if you
for a
put
lot.
it, if you have it on the ship, all your supplies is gone while it's on the ship.
Oh, that hurt.
And
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure. I'm
That'd
not
be
sure if they're
cool.
gonna do this.
It'd
I
be
would
rough,
like
No,
to
it's all,
see.
we're all just streaming here.
I'm not. Yeah, I know.
They should
I'm
have-
not sure they're. Go ahead. I'll say it later.
They should have a chest where when you go to hand it in at the loot guy, it like spawns a quest automatically for some sort of super rare chest. That'd be
You could have a super loud chest,
talking
where it's,
chest.
like, yelling super loud. You can actually hear it from kind of like the lighthouse, kind of like the lighthouse chest or the light god chest, but it's like you can hear it yelling.
Yeah.
like
That'd be
it's
cool.
I have a
super
chest
loud
talking at you.
to like the
talking to
people on the ship. Like it's super loud,
Hey,
but
you
you
ugly
people
mug,
are
put
like
me
far away
down.
can even hear it. It's like screaming.
What about a chest that
hilarious.
in proximity could, on random, make you do your dance emote? Kind of like,
Oh, I like
kind of like how Fortnite has that boogie bomb. Basically, like that. That could be cool.
There's a lot of possibilities out there. I
Yeah,
hope
they have.
take
There's a
full
lot of
advantage
potential.
it.
I really hope they.
I'm really
do a lot
hoping
more
they
with
don't
the
just
cursed
go
chests.
small and just do like 10 of them. I'm really hoping they go all
But I
out.
think it's just like there's so many
They
possibilities.
really need to
there's
go
just,
all
like,
out.
it's
Even 10 would
like
be
we
good
could
because
do-
right now
yeah.
we got 2. So I'd
I
be
mean,
happy.
But I
with
like-
10.
that was
I like how the developers actually listening to the public.
Mhm.
We
and
should
really
put some
making
more on the forums,
good
guys.
champ.
Like I said,
stuff.
there's
they're
a
putting
big
lot
thread
on this
about it.
game to succeed.
But no, that's a good point.
But,
That's a good point because, like, now, like, I'm not trying to take shots at Sony, but this is just an example that I like to use. One of the reasons why I wasn't that confident about No Man's Sky is because there was so little information about it before it launched. We really didn't know anything. Like I told people, it's like that should kind of be a clue to you. It's like what you don't know what to expect. With Sea of Thieves, they've been so transparent, and I like this for any company. So transparent. They've been active on the forums. Like I follow them on Twitter, and I have definitely had multiple instances where developers themselves have talked to me, and replied to me and stuff. They've been very active. They they listened. In fact, so I mean, I don't know if you guys pay attention to the things I post and try to tell you about, but so during the beta, they had a contest for the community to create an achievement. So people could, during the beta, people could go on the forums and they gave ideas. It was either today or yesterday. I think it was today. They announced the winner. So there's going to be an achievement in the game called, oh crap, what was it called? It's a Jaws reference. It's I think it's like "You Son of a" or something like that. And and what you have to do, with it is you blow up a shark with a powder keg. So a community member said, and the community voted on this, and so now we have an achievement. In
That's
this
pretty
game
cool.
from what the community did. Yeah, so that's really cool. And I can just, without details, I can just say a lot of the feedback that alpha players have given Rare, they've definitely listened. As an alpha player, I can say they've definitely made a lot of changes and listened to the community. So yeah, you hit it, you spot on with that. Like, Rare does an excellent job, and I think more companies need to do that. And that's one of the reasons I have confidence in this game is because they listen.
It's qualitative,
So thank you, Fantus.
Way better than
In the
quantitative.
chat says the achievement's name was "Smile, You Son of a." So okay, I was close. It was "Smile, You Son of a," and the description is "Kill a shark with an explosive barrel." So thank you, Fantus. So yeah, I basically had it, but yeah. So like that, it's really cool.
One thing I'd like to see moving away from chests is, I don't know if they've had plans for this. It would be nice. I know they're probably not going to have much of the way of a story, and I'm fine with that. But I'm really hoping they add some more background stories per se, like information, say, behind, we're looking for Old Man Redbeard's chest. Well, what happened
I
to
would
Old
like
Man
it if
Redbeard?
it was,
I'd like
some
to
of the
hear more
island
about
type
why
backstories.
Old Man Redbeard dropped his chest or whatever. I'd like to hear a little bit more background on a lot of these chests, just to have. I think that would be something a little small that they could add. I'm really hoping that they do.
Let me give you a little context on that. Unfortunately, that's not going to be a huge thing. Rare has stated several times they really want the focus to be on the players and not the NPCs. As much as I definitely have fallen in love with plenty of characters and NPCs in games. They really want this to be about the players, so that's why there's no real Davy Jones, there's no Blackbeard, because they want the players to be the pirate legends that people want to know more about. So, for example, there's plenty of Easter eggs, and this kind of goes along with that whole Rare listens to the community and loves their community thing. There's plenty of Easter eggs that I've been personally trying to very hard to get myself into. They've got names and Easter eggs and references of people all over inside the game. One of my favorites is and you could have seen this in the beta too if you knew where to look. on one of the columns of the door, on the door frame of the Ship of the Damned, is the gamer tag Hallower, and I don't remember if he's got numbers in it, but it's Hallower. And so that was the first person who died in a technical alpha. So like they make the community the legends. I was like,
I like that.
That's
I
really
really
cool.
Well, I'm hoping
and
they-
I'm
I'm
trying
hoping they
very
do
hard to
more
find a
because-
way to get my name in this game because I think that's so cool. But so unfortunately,
Like-
Vol,
like swimming
that's
the
my
sea.
comment on that is I don't think we're really gonna have old Captain Redbeard. Like he's not gonna be a main focus. There's definitely
I'd just like to
characters.
see-
But
I'd like
we're
to see a
not gonna get
paragraph
lot
saying
of
what
depth.
happened to him or something is like what I would love to see. Not
well, I
like
will say-
a long story or an audio or like it would be nice to see a little.
Well, I will
paragraph
say I'll
for-
give a shout out
for
to
this
this real
little.
So they've kind of expanded outside of the game as well with their lore. So there is an official comic book coming out, as well as what I have already pre-ordered from and bought from their website is it's a book called Tales of the Sea of Thieves, and it's a lore book. And
Interesting.
Okay.
and so they
Oh, I
could
they,
at least
they
live with
are
that.
going to have a
I could at
lore
least live
book.
with that.
And I can't wait to see like that. I think is where you're gonna get your lore and background. I'd
like
think it's
more,
necessarily
but I could
gonna
at
be
least
in the
live
game.
with that.
Yeah,
But
I'm
see,
very
I could
excited.
at
this
least
game-
live with that.
This game, I can see being a lot more than what just it is. Like, for example, most games have a lifespan of maybe 2-3 years max. I think this has a lifespan
Hell.
of being 5 or more.
Hell, like a lot of games.
I mean,
before the majority of the community drops off, it's only a couple months before the majority of the community drops off. A lot of times.
Yeah,
That's a good
but
point.
you got to also look. You got to look at it this way. Rare takes an account of what the people are looking for. So if enough people probably tell them, "Hey, maybe add in some story or something later on," there's a chance that there could be a story mission, or they could introduce something like that in patches, in future patches.
Yeah, I'm not betting on that though. But
No,
it would be
I-
nice.
But
I
it's
think
a
that
possibility.
They're definitely gonna
I'm
be an
saying the
evolving game.
possibilities are there.
yeah.
The possibilities are there. This game, I think, I've played a lot of games over years, and this one is fun. This one to me
Oh, it's
is
definitely
something
fun.
that it's different enough to make me want to keep coming back to it, because your experience every time is going to be different, no matter what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Does anyone else have anything?
Fantas pointed out in the chat that they did confirm post-launch like DLC and stuff. Which I mean that's a standard these days, honestly, for any game.
Yeah.
But I think Rare is gonna do a very good job with it. I think you said it a little bit earlier, Chris, that like this, it really is kind of a new genre. I don't know about genre, but it's a new kind of game. The
It's a
way
new
they're
platform.
doing this, it really is. It's its own thing. It's not like it's another shooter. It's not like it's another RPG. It is its own thing. We're gonna see mechanics and things done with this game that I don't think we've seen in other places.
Yes, I agree.
Vol, keep it played.
I mean, I love how other companies are trying to
did.
rip them off, like Ubisoft
already-
trying to rip off the concept with their ship stuff, and I think
I
there's
feel
another
like
one on
they are
Steam.
completely two different things, though. I feel like that
Yeah,
thing
they're different.
is just
they're different,
Assassin's
but
Creed ship
they're
mechanics
trying-
just into a full game, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like.
But
and
it's not
I don't
even
know.
that. It's basically you're generated onto a map and doing ship battles. I think this right here, being an open world kind of thing, can be limitless with the ideas of different ships. And who knows, maybe they'll add it to the modding community and allow us to make mods for the game as well. I mean, that would be
We'll
insane.
see. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean it is on PC. So
So
I'm
yeah.
sure
Yeah,
there's going
but-
to be mods regardless. It's just like
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
know if they're
don't
gonna,
think.
like,
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
if-
try
support
and
for
put
that.
but
a
we're
stop
talking
to
we're talking
mods.
supported mods.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
why I'm.
I mean,
I don't think they try to stop
they're
the mods.
Xbox, and PC are coming together as one. It's
Yeah.
not. It's gonna happen. Mods are gonna be a part of society
Yeah.
from this point on.
Well, no one's saying they're not. We're just like,
Well,
we're
well,
wondering
we
if
are
it's going to be
kinda
supported
saying,
on
like-
Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll
look at
see.
Fallout. Fallout was one of
Yep.
the games that
Bethesda did a good job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
They were able to
that could be
monetize,
something they do down the road. I'm kind of hesitant
something
to
that
think that they're going to do that.
in the past may have looked down on. They probably in the past are like, oh, someone's ripping off our content, and like,
but now they're
Yeah.
making money on it,
yeah,
yep.
which is
So that's a
great
good-
because
it's a good path
it
to
keeps the games in development. Which is, I mean, everyone should support the developers they really like, and stuff like that I would pay for. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything else we really want to talk about that we liked?
yeah. Well,
Let's
Everything?
Yeah,
Everything. There
yeah, I
you go.
mean-
Okay, we're done.
in general,
Well,
it
I
seems
mean,
like everybody
one-
was
one
really
last
happy
thing
with it. Yeah.
One last thing I really do want to say is that I do like how they did add it to the Xbox Game Pass for people that could actually spend that little bit of money just to get a try to see if they like it. You know, that way.
Yeah, I can't believe
It
that was
will
a bold
broaden the
move from
community.
Microsoft.
I know, but
I think it's. I mean, they're wanting that. I mean, the subscription-based systems are like that's the moneymaker. You know.
they're the thing
not
of the
just
future.
that, but it gives
I mean,
it gives
and-
them more room to do more stuff with things like that.
I think
We kind of want to move
it's definitely
towards
going to
things we
be
think we didn't
one
like.
of the most played
like a-
Game Pass games as far as multiplayer is.
I'm sorry, I
Go
was
ahead,
in
Happy.
chat. Go ahead. Keep talking. I don't
Wow.
know what just happened.
I said I
Do we
think it's going
wanna-
to be one of the most multiplayer, like biggest multiplayer games on Game Pass. It's going to drive people to go
Definitely,
get it. Like
definitely.
even like I think even Red said, you know, I'm just going to get Game Pass instead of buying the game. So I mean, people, like I said, you know, people will forget to they kind of make it a little bit more difficult to get rid of the subscription than typical. So I'm sure plenty of people are going to be going past that kind of.
They might go past that 1
date.
month, but even if you go in 2 months, you know, you're only paying $20 instead of
Yeah.
60.
Exactly, and then let's say if
we'll
they stop, then they
we'll
already
see how
go
it
back and
works.
buy the game, right? So I mean, Microsoft already got their, you know, it's a smart move, I think, on Microsoft, and I think it's a smart move on. I mean, obviously, Microsoft's paying.
It
they
helps
help develop it,
expand
they
on a
end
lot
up
of
paying
people
for
who
it.
are unsure about the game.
Exactly. I mean,
can
what is
definitely
Game
help.
Pass? $20? $20 a month? You
10,
said?
a, 10 a month?
$10.
10 a month? I mean, hell, that's great
Yeah, it's
because that will
yeah,
get
it's really
people
good.
in there. That will get people in there, and they'll get addicted like you or me.
Speaking of
And
getting
then-
more people in there, can we move on to something that kind of bothered me? I mean, I don't know. I want there to be more options in terms of how big of a server you can be on. Like,
Yeah,
maybe you want to
yeah.
be on a server with more ships or less ships. At times, there was just no ships, or maybe one or two. I would like to see more.
Yeah, but you got
I'd
to
also like to
look
see
at that was a
bigger-
beta.
Yeah,
That was
True.
more of a was a closed
that,
beta.
that doesn't necessarily mean we don't know enough. I'm just saying what I'd like
I don't
to see,
think
and
they
I'm
would.
hoping
I honestly
they'll
don't
fix.
foresee them doing that. I agree. I like the idea. I don't see them having multiple kinds of servers like that, but I do think it would be nice if they had just for the sake of argument, let's just say right now there's 20 people to a server. It would be nice if they have 20 people as the more populated servers, and then maybe there's servers for people who just want to adventure and kind of do their own thing, and maybe those cap out at 10 people per server.
I'd like to
and so
say, like,
that
I'd
would
like
give people
an
those
option for you to
options.
join a server your friends on.
I really hope they give people the option to be able to purchase servers like you would be able to do with Arc and everything else. Then and then you could have your friends and stuff like that. And
yeah,
maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have your own armada, if you will, of ships.
Well, that is definitely a thing. Is like they need to find a way, and I don't think this will be at launch, but I do think it will be a post-launch thing. They need to find a way to let us play with more of our friends. I need to have more
Exactly.
than a
I
four-person
want more than
crew,
just a
including
four-person
myself.
I think so too.
Well,
I think they need to
I
have
was reading-
bigger crews,
I was-
bigger ships.
I was
What were you
reading
I want
about
to
them
play
putting
this.
in a 6-man ship and an 8-man ship.
That
I
needs to
was
happen.
Yeah, but
reading
that's all
on-
rumor right now. Like that's not a confirmed thing.
Yeah, it's rumored, but I think with that, I think that will happen. Because
If they do,
right
they
now,
better make some bigger servers. They
I
got
mean,
to.
you gotta have a man of war in a pirate game. I mean, come on.
Yes.
There's no way in hell they're not gonna put a man of war in there, and there's no
Well,
way
I don't know.
people
If it
are
breaks
gonna be
the
able to run
balancing.
a man of war.
'Cause
Yeah,
you gotta
but
think,
know
the
what?
way-
I think
If I'm a little
I think
ship,
they'll
if I'm
do
a
it.
one-person ship, I have to have a way to deal with a man of war.
Well,
Yeah,
the man
you
of
got
war is going to have
speed.
a harder time steering Anubis.
I would
yeah.
think
of how many people have to work
Yeah, I
together
would
to move
think
the sails. The
the
sails
smaller
will move
ships are
slower.
always
really
gonna
bad.
be faster than those bigger ships.
I would think
Yes,
the cannons would probably
that's
also have to
speed.
be higher up so that the small ship could honestly probably just get right into it, and then your cannons would be able to reach low enough. That could be a thing too. But it's
I'd like
balancing
that. Yeah, I
Rare
feel
would
like
have
it's
to
just
do.
that it's like that. If you're a small ship, you could just almost like get right underneath the big ship and just start like.
We just want to play with more
Wrecking it.
people. And Rare,
Yeah,
if you're
but
listening,
if you-
please give
if
us
you
an
push-
opportunity to play with more of our friends. That's all we really want.
If you do that, you're basically if a little ship's under the man of war, you could just easily run them over. If they're gonna do something like that, your
If you're
ship's not gonna
mobile
take
enough.
that much damage.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If you make the controls right, so there's a way of balancing it.
the
which,
bigger ship would be much harder to control. That would be one of the biggest things right there alone that would help to balance it out.
they could do it. I just we'll have to see. I mean, I do know one thing that they had mentioned in some video is part of the reason why we can't have as many people on one server. It's because, I mean, there's so much going on. It's not only is there that giant ocean with all these waves moving, but each of these ships is its own thing, and inside each of these ships we've got little lamps that are on chains that are individually moving as well. We've got like all this other stuff that individually moves, so it is hard for them to have.
I mean, there's
a
So,
whole bunch
so they're
of people.
saying, as a standpoint, it would be it's really difficult for them from just being able to process it at least.
there's shortcuts you can go around with that.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
feel like
sure
from a
they've
coding
used some.
standpoint.
They probably are using some, honestly. There's some real clever shortcuts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I
Your
agree.
Xbox
I would
won't be
love a
worrying-
Man of War, but it's gotta work. It's gotta.
we
the
want
game still has to be
something, whether
fun.
it's being able to. I want to have an option to do something where I can play with more friends. If that means being able to join a server and have my own ship on a server where my friend already has a ship, and I can have a second ship, something. We all just. We need something. I really feel like.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another option. What Fantas is saying here in the chat is maybe just kind of like joining onto your friend's server, kind of like Grand Theft Auto does. Maybe you won't be a man of war, but if you have two, maybe you'll have two 4-person boats, and you'll be able to kind of make your own fleet that way. The only thing I worry about
like
is if you do stuff
an
like
alliance
that.
system.
Yeah, kind of like yeah, but also just being able to join into your friend's game, because right now that's not a thing.
Yeah.
But my only worry about that is, okay, if you have too many of your friends on one server, then you're just controlling the server, and now it's almost like breaking the game, in my opinion. Like if you can actually
like Ark.
control the server,
Yeah.
Just like
then
Ark.
that's not fun for anyone who's on it. That's not your group. But also it's less fun for your group, because then it's like, okay, you have no threat, you have no one to fight.
that's
and
true.
then you just turn on each other, I guess. I don't know. So it's stuff that Rare, I'm sure, has thought long and hard about, and I'm sure they've got some tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah, I think that I mean I would it be more difficult to render
I'm more
two
nervous about
four-person
that than
ships
you
or
are.
one per 8-person ship? I mean, it's just kind of like the thing is we don't.
Yeah, I think 2 4-person ships would be better, but
Well, I
but
mean,
it would be pretty
the
cool
one
to see
thing-
Man of War.
the one thing I'm really excited about is just really seeing how they go about a lot of these changes that we're talking about. And I got a feeling they'll take a look at what we're doing and they're gonna see what changes and what to implement to make the game better. But
Speaking
I
of
mean-
making games better, like, what
Go ahead.
else was some of the things y'all didn't like about it? In all honesty, like just like even if it's something small, I'm just curious what
That's a
everyone
good point. I
else's
don't
opinion
feel like
was
we heard
on what they
too many
didn't really
things about
like.
what we didn't like. Well, what was like your least favorite thing or thing that you
That's what we were
thought
talking
almost
about, like
broke
with the
game?
friends. That was kind of
Probably-
mine,
Yeah,
but-
it was it kind of.
me-
Yeah.
to me was probably the scope on the rifle.
What was wrong with that?
I just didn't like it. It was too quirky.
As
The
in
crack?
like unstable.
Eh,
I mean, I didn't like. I mean, when I would shoot it, even if it was like between
Taken
the
off.
cross, I mean, it was kind of off a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Or
no,
I mean, I would like to see a little bit more in the style of if you're gonna use a gun, you're gonna have an upgradable gun or something like that instead of having like a broken scope or something like that. You know, something
Well,
that has
they
better
definitely might
crosshairs.
do that. I could see them doing something like that. But I will say my biggest concern when they introduced that sniper, this is a pirate game. I do not want it to turn into sniping matches. I do not want
Oh,
people
I
to
agree.
have crazy precision, especially when we have crossplay. PC is gonna have an advantage when it
Wreck our
comes
butts.
to precision. So they need to make
Yeah,
it
that's
so
true.
that it's a non-precise weapon to make it fair for crossplay to work. Otherwise, I'm gonna get sniped at something that's not possible for me to hit.
Oh,
So,
I
so
agree.
yeah, I do worry about snipers being too good. So I actually really liked the way they were. I liked the crack, and I hope they don't ever have a scope. And I hope it stays kind of unstable and quirky. And yeah, I just don't want it to be overpowered. I thought, I'm able to shoot things. I'm able to shoot skeletons from my ship now, which is really cool. So it got the job done in some aspects, but and I was even able to snipe some enemy pirates on other ships during combat. There were when we were chasing them down, but it wasn't overpowered, and so I thought it was honestly pretty. I was actually really happy with the sniper.
The other thing I wish they did add and got rid of was the ladders on the side. Or so, for example, we should be able to, if we're all on the ship, we should have the option to be able to raise the ladders. And if if someone's in the water, then we can drop it. That way, we're not getting boarded as easily.
I kind of disagree. I like the ladders to be there.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the
seen-
ladder function.
I've seen people in the forums say the same thing as you, and I strongly disagree. Because if you raise the ladders, there's no way I'm getting on your boat, unless I crash into you.
No, that's not true. You could shoot yourself out of the cannon onto the boat.
Yeah, but
Or
I-
they should
You
have,
have
a
to be
boarding,
so
a
accurate
boarding
for that,
mechanism.
though.
I know, because even if you hit yourself on the boat, you're liable from all your forward momentum to fly yourself off to the other side of the boat a lot of times.
I really like that you have to watch out for people boarding you. I don't want you to be able to be so safe that you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you're definitely not alone. I've definitely seen other people say the same thing. I just strongly disagree with that, especially because one of my favorite things to do is if someone's chasing me to sneak onto their boat and drop their anchor. I love that, so I don't want that to go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have the, yeah, there's definitely should be some kind of boarding mechanic, maybe added in. Like if you use grappling ropes to grab onto their boat and be able to pull them in. like they would do in a real
That would
pirate
be
thing,
interesting.
instead of being able to use a ladder. I mean, it would. I think to me, it would bring more of engagement and entertainment, because at the same time, you're still going to be shooting each other with cannons. You know?
Yeah.
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 Honestly,
we'll see if
there's
they
a
give
lot
us
of
other
things
boarding options.
a lot of smaller things I'd like them to add to the game and whatnot. I'm hoping for. I don't really feel like they've done anything wrong, honestly. They need to add more content is what they really need to do, I feel like.
Well, what we played was a beta.
Content. Well,
you know,
I know.
We only got a taste of what they're really doing.
Correct. But yeah, well,
Tiny,
we don't know that
tiny
for
little
sure.
morsel.
We don't necessarily know that for sure.
The next thing is going to be an open beta so that they can test the server capacity.
Is there another beta coming up?
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
There's no official word on that. There was supposedly leaked data mining said, hey, they're going to have an open beta. Here's the so-called proof. That's definitely not proof. But I've been saying for ever since they announced the closed beta, I've been saying, okay, they're going to have a closed beta, and then about a month later, they're going to have an open beta. So
it'd be stupid not to have an open beta.
There's no official word, but I think it would make total sense for them to have an open beta about 3 to 4 weeks before launch.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's what I think is going to happen. No, we're not
that
that
far
far
away
away
from
at
that.
all. We're not.
We're
It's
not
basically
far,
at
but
the
at
end
the
of this
same
month,
time-
beginning of March. That's when I think
Yeah.
there's going to be an open beta. I think it will be
I
for
agree.
a whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I
see how many people
I think
they
they're gonna
cram
do
on
that.
those
I think they're
servers
going to have new
and
features
see
for
how it
people to
runs.
see. I think they're going to really,
hope they
fill
do.
in the world to give people more content, because I think a lot of people wanted more content.
Yes.
So I think
But
it makes
there-
total
it's-
sense.
it's
there's gonna
not
be an
that
open
the
beta,
game's
but there's
bad.
no official word.
Everyone wants a lot more than just dig for treasure chests, kill an enemy ship, shoot some skeletons. We want a lot more. Not that it's not bad. That could get dull after a few weeks.
It makes sense for a beta though to only have that much.
Yeah. You
Also got to
look at
remember
it.
this
It's
is a real
closed
beta.
beta.
This
You
isn't
want-
a marketing demo beta. The open beta, in my opinion,
Well,
will be.
I would have thought
They'll
they'd
probably
try
have
everything
a
they
marketing
could to make
beta.
sure everything worked. Is what I would have thought.
They had pretty much everything working. What didn't work?
I mean, they did have some.
No,
extra
I'm
on the
saying
servers.
if there was stuff they didn't put in there, I would have thought they would try to add as much as they could to see what would break.
No,
that's
Vol,
usually
you
what
would,
the open
you would
beta's
want to do
for.
that with an alpha or something, but when you have a beta like this that's so public, you don't want to necessarily, I'm sure they wanted to try to, and they did definitely stress test a lot of different things, but you don't want to try to break your game, because that's going to cause a lot of backlash. That's going to people, because remember, it's a timed beta, so if you break your game, then people can't play it. So that's not what
if you break
want.
your game, you know what your limits are.
Yeah, but now
Well,
you just missed
I
out
mean-
on this marketing stunt, and now you're in a lot of hot water. It's gonna be a lot harder to recover.
While I was playing, I tested to see what resources it was utilizing the most. It was only utilizing mostly 20% of my GPU. It was mostly utilizing my CPU. So I could see that maybe that might be something that they change during the next beta.
Or they're going to put more graphics in there.
I mean, they have room. All they got to do is code it more towards utilizing both instead of just one.
I think
It's
it
kind
would
of
be
like
best
Arc.
to
They're
keep
Arc
the graphics.
pushes a lot on the CPU. The graphics to me are fine. I
Yeah.
think the graphics are fine.
They're
think
so
what I'm
beautiful.
saying
Yeah, I'm
is-
fine with the graphics for the most part.
I'm saying
What I want more
if-
is weather effects and different
I'm
things
saying
to do
they'll
with
be-
your
if they
environment and how you
utilize-
interact with it.
That's what I'm saying. If they more utilize working in parallel with the CPU and the GPU, they'll be able to push it further to the limit. That's where
Give us more of these really cool deaths, if you will, when you kill someone. Like when you're having a sword match with someone, you just see this epic.
You want like a
Cool.
finisher?
I do
Oh,
love
like
execution.
Yeah,
executions?
sort of Halo-ish. Not quite
Like
as long, but like where you just show yourself
I
just
love
stabbing someone through the heart. Uh-huh.
Executions would be pretty cool.
I would,
That would be
yeah. I
cool.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's that kind of game, but I would love it.
Watch your head
You
pop
just board
off.
an enemy ship, and you
Well,
just see this.
I mean, yeah, they
epic
can't
thing.
have dismemberment because you got to remember it's got to keep that lower rating. It's got to keep that T rating.
Well, there's
keep
a
it friendly
difference
for
between-
kids.
I mean, I
There's
wouldn't.
a
I would not be. I mean, me personally, I'd be all for that, but I do know why they would need to keep it lower.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when it's the level of blood and gore, cutting someone's head off, and I've seen team games where they cut people's heads off, and it's.
I
There's
think
just no
ratings
blood.
have though been a little bit
Exactly.
more stricter now.
Yeah, like I'd love
Well,
to see
you
an
also gotta
execution style
remember-
where you're the person who got executed, and you're trying to shoot a cannon, then you suddenly see a sword just come through the center of your screen. Like, what the hell just happened? Uh-oh.
That'd be cool.
Like
Yeah.
Alien Isolation execution, like the
Yeah.
tail is going right through your body. Yeah.
That was a nice.
That'd be pretty cool.
All right. I mean, is there anything else anyone wants to leave off on? We've covered a lot of what we want, what we liked, what we didn't like, our favorite moments.
Customization.
For sure. Yeah, I know you love your customization.
I want
That's
this
like
dress
what
and
I'm
that
most
dress.
excited.
She's
for.
gotta
I
have her
know.
own
I know
color.
you always go crazy for that stuff.
Like,
We'll see what
oh,
happens.
man.
It's possible they'll throw some kind of microtransactions in there for that. I don't know if they will.
Do we
think-
do we know as far as custom character wise, is it going to be random or is it going to be you create your own?
No, 100% it's
You're
create
gonna
your own.
create your own happy.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna create your own pirate. You're gonna be able to customize your ship.
Oh, really? There's a
Um,
creation system, not just they randomly choose one. Okay.
no, yeah, no. You're gonna choose what your pirate looks like. Because as much as I
that
enjoy
way
the
I don't
game, I'm
randomly
tired
become a
of
woman
being
one
like
game
an
and then a man the
old
next. Okay.
Moana's grandmother kind of character. Like that's who my I'm like I'm a little tired of being that character. So I really would like
just
to
need
be
to
able to
dial
You're
out
welcome.
be
that
my
way.
own pirate. So yeah, you can customize your own character. You're gonna be able to customize your own ship. There's a lot of strong speculation that we're gonna be able to name our own ship.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're really wanting to see it.
You're breaking up for me. I don't know what you
Yeah,
said.
you're breaking up.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear
Do
me
you
better now?
think
Yeah, you're good. What did you say?
Okay, like we really do want to be able to name our own ship. Like we were talking about this the other day. We really want to name our ship the SS Georgie after the little kid from It.
I don't really care.
do you
we
think that they'll
could.
transfer anything over from the beta?
I don't really care
No.
about that.
Like
No.
the
No,
items?
no.
No, but like what
They
about the
definitely shouldn't.
the unlock items that
Everything
No,
should just be
no.
reset.
It should all
I
be
would
Because
like
that's
to
I can
see-
almost
unfair. That's
guarantee.
unfair.
I'm
I don't
I
would
think
like
I
to
can
see some
guarantee
kind
it's
of
gonna be
reward
reset.
system for leveling up more though. I would like to see a better reward system. Like you get, maybe you only can get this special skin if you reach level 50 or something.
Well,
or
I don't know if
even a
you've
weapon or
realized,
something.
Vault, but you did have a special shovel and what?
Yeah, but you
There's
didn't
a
have to be a certain
compass.
level to
Compass.
get those, did you?
Oh, and
I was,
the
I
bucket
was trying.
too.
I was trying not to say
Yeah.
things because I don't want to say
The
the wrong
Admiral
thing.
bucket definitely.
You
helped
didn't have
you
to
a
be a
lot
certain
better.
level to be able to buy those, did you?
The
I thought
Admiral
you just
one,
had to
no,
have
the
some
Yes, you
Admiral
kind of
one
did.
you didn't have. The
I think
Admiral one
you needed to be
was
like level
not
23
specific
to
the gold
unlock.
hoarder.
I don't remember then, I guess.
Yeah, but either way,
But-
it was specific to the gold hoarder.
It would be cool to see more rewards though for a level, regardless of in-game items. Rather than, when I say in-game, I don't just mean usable items. Something like maybe a weapon. Something, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, guys.
I mean, we're definitely gonna be able to customize them. You going?
Maybe
Yeah,
if
I gotta
you,
get
you
going.
reach level 50.
All right. Well, thank
can
you
hold
for
a couple
joining us.
Shots.
Give,
Your gun.
give yourself
having
a
me.
shout out real quick on your channels.
Oh yeah, my my channel is WarmanCR1 on YouTube. What's yours, Brian?
Well, I'm gonna do mine at the end, but yeah.
Well, just give
No.
a shout out of yours. So
Oh,
that they
because
have it
you're
on
doing
mine
your
as
thing.
well.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So I'm Anubis. So on Twitch, I'm Master Time Lord with no spaces or misspellings. And then my mixer is Anubis316, as well as my YouTube is also Anubis316. No spaces or misspellings on that either. So those are on my channels.
I'm easy. I'm Warman CR1 on everything.
Yep. Yeah, I would have been Anubis on Twitch, but it was taken somehow.
Well, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time when the next beta comes out.
Yep. Thank you for joining us.
See ya.
We'll see you later.
See you later.
Somebody
Take care, Chris.
Somebody pick up where we were. I'm sorry. I'm reading what Fantas is saying in the
Customization.
chat. So someone
know,
talk
that's the
about
last thing I
customization
heard.
real quick.
We were in our last throws anyways. We were like just saying like what else we really want to see them add or like that we didn't like and whatnot. I'd like to see a little bit more from being leveling up, not
I obviously, like I said, I really would like, a bigger ships just so we can get more people, because I feel like this is a game where you want a lot of people, and I think that's what we're gonna want, because I mean 4 people honestly just doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I disagree. 4 people feels enough to me, but we have so many. Most people
have way more than
have
just
a lot
4
more than
friends.
4 friends. Yeah. And now you want to have options. Like you don't want to force people to have 4 or 8 friends or whatever to play at one time. But you want
and you don't want
to
to
have
be like
different
a big
options,
disadvantage,
like they have the option of 1 or 2 player or 4 player boats. And I will say Rare's done a really good job at making a game where you can join these random people, and a lot of the time it will be good and they will work with you and stuff. I definitely know there's a lot of times though that does not happen. So randoms is not always a way you want to go. In fact, usually I feel like people don't want to go with randoms. So yeah, they need to find a better way to us to play with more of our friends.
It's hard to trust them sometimes.
Whether that be multiple ships, 4-person ships in the same server, or just more people on one ship, they need to find a better, at least up to 6 players. I feel like.
I want more booze options.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Got to get those.
I want some rum. I don't just want grog. I want
Different
rum.
colored puke.
I'm pretty. Oh gosh. Oh, I don't want any. Oh no.
We're not. I know,
so
like you
gross.
said, this is a
Purple
kiddie
puke.
game, so we won't
Customizability
be
is
able to have
so
any
gross.
diarrhea options, unfortunately.
Oh, well, let's
but-
not have diarrhea. Where is this place going?
No.
What is going on to this podcast?
I'm sorry.
I will say though,
I
I'm
retract
pretty
that
sure
statement.
it's not officially alcohol. It's definitely unofficially alcohol, but for the
It's
the
grog
rating,
that makes you drunk.
for it to get a rating, I'm pretty sure it's not necessarily alcohol. Just wanted to say that.
Apple juice.
But like we all know it is, but it's to be kid
But,
friendly,
I mean,
I don't
See,
think
it
it's
used to be like,
officially-
Oh my God,
we
Anubis,
really
it's
don't know
alcohol.
what they were drinking.
Yeah, and that makes it have a
really
higher
like
rating
Special
for
juice.
for the
It's
board.
Special juice?
It's some
Special
bad,
juice.
apple juice gets really bad when it's left in a barrel.
That's
out at
what it
sea for
is.
a
It's
couple
probably
days.
just like it's apple juice that went bad. That's what it is.
That's all it is. It's just, but people get really thirsty, makes your vision blurry. Bad apple juice, all the gas and that bad apple juice.
Fantas is making some nice comments in here. I like these ideas. You could have like
Ooh,
so Fantas
I
is
see
saying
what's-
things
ooh.
like
I see his.
they wanted
statement
more
right
than
now.
just fetch quests. That was the kind of
Yeah.
Fishing.
got a
I would
little
like
old.
fishing. That would
So
be fun.
stop interrupting. I'm getting there. You're ruining the punchline.
Sorry.
But anyway, Fantas was saying
It's ruined.
well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Fantas was saying, you could have like fishing, and other things like that, brewing, kind of cooking and stuff. So yeah, that's stuff that definitely has not been explored. I wouldn't imagine that'd be at launch, but it could easily be post-launch, because I do think they're going to have a strong post-launch. I think they're going to have a lot of stuff that they're going to come out, and they're going to support this game throughout the years.
Yeah,
If
I
they're
think so
gonna
too. I
add
would like
animals
to
like
have,
we're all
you know,
thinking
all.
they're gonna add, I'd really love to roasted chicken.
Both mentioned
Sorry,
they
Happy.
wanted kind of more implementation of the roles, and I would like to see some more official roles, like you would see on an actual pirate ship.
Well, see, I go the other way on that. I like the versatility of roles. I like that you don't you don't have a captain. Because we don't want anyone to feel like they're lesser than anyone else. No role is less important than another person's role, and you need the entire team to work together. I feel like a captain of a ship immerses naturally. It kind of naturally flows to who might be the most experienced player, or who just naturally has that kind of leadership mentality and skill and voice and stuff, or whatever. I don't think we need to have. I don't think we need to give them titles. I think I like the way it is. But I was thinking about that earlier today. I was thinking about I want a clan system in this game. Because that'd be really cool to try to really grow a
but that'd be
big
exactly
pirate
what you're
clan.
saying you don't want.
But yeah, exactly. And so as I thought more about that, I was like, oh, but then this would completely destroy the flexibility and I don't know what I want to call emptiness of roles. Emptiness is not the right word, but it would having a clan system would as far as I can imagine, at least, require a clan leader and moderators and a hierarchy in that clan. And so that would, in fact, just break the rules, which I didn't want broken. So yeah, I don't know how, but I want them to find a way to have a clan. I don't know. It's an idea.
Well, what if they did what's on Smite, where you're in a clan with a name, and you get bonuses.
That's actually another reason why. Thank you for reminding me of that, because that was something else I was kind of thinking about when I was thinking about clans. Is because I would like them to have
Daily
exclusive
clan
items similar to the Gold Holder has, that
awesome.
shovel and compass. And in Smite, they have a reward system as well for working as a clan and playing together as a clan. If they could find some way of rewarding you for playing with your group, I think that'd be really cool. But again, even with Smite, we've got. I mean, I haven't really looked at the details of the Smite clan in a while, but I'm sure I'm the leader of that clan. And I have the ability
But is there
to probably
a
kick
necessary
people.
hierarchy of the clan? I mean, is it just you have one leader and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Smite, if that's what you're talking about. Yes.
That might. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, that might be the best way to go, because it's not necessarily it's a hierarchy for one person.
So in Smite, you collect the points for being part of the clan. So for every game that you play, you collect points, and then there are different chests depending on how many points you have, and then you can unlock certain character skins based on how many points. So if they did something like that, that'd be cool. Where yes, someone started the clan, but a bunch of different people have the name, and it's not like you need the leader to be there in order to start activities or have that certain role.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice. It's something I think that Rare should look into, because I think it'd be cool to just have your crew, and like you said, you don't even need to be there for that crew to kind of get more momentum and more rewards, and raise in level. So I think that I really like that idea, and I would like to see them implement that. That's a post-launch thing. That's later down the road. So does anyone have?
I don't see that happening much.
Any final comments? We should start wrapping this up. Anything you guys want to leave it with?
I'm excited.
You're excited, yeah. I know.
My name's
you're.
There's a lot of
It's all I want to play.
There's a
know.
lot of potential there for this game.
There is, and fingers crossed that they give us
Open.
that an open beta.
Mm-hmm.
And fingers and toes crossed that somehow I get my name in this game. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anubis, you had did you completed that ocean voyage?
I will
right?
laugh so hard.
I did,
if
and I
someone
recorded
we
it,
did
but
that.
it didn't go the way I wanted.
I will
Like,
laugh so hard.
It would have been really impressive if I could have done that without dying. That, like, because I'm not even like arguing that Rare should give me something for what I did. Like, sure, it took time and stuff, and it was fun, but it wasn't like a super phenomenal achievement. If I could have swam across the entire ocean without touching land and without dying, that would have been really impressive. So I wasn't able to do that. That was just impossible with the sharks. Like, you would need a fleet
That's when
of
you
your
need
friends.
a
Like,
team.
you would need, yeah. It also didn't help that this was a beta, that I didn't have a crew of people who were very experienced. But even if I had, 3 other people that were super experienced, I don't think it would have been possible. I think you would have needed at least 2 crews backing you up and running shark duty. And then also the fact that some randoms might come and attack you. So
Which happened.
which happened. So yeah, it's unfortunately my idea of swimming across the whole ocean, that it didn't pan out the way I wanted. But I'm still trying. I'm still finding ways. I'm doing everything I can to get my name in this game because I want it.
I will laugh
But
so hard
anyway,
if someone else in our group gets in there before you.
Oh, that would be
I mean,
terrible, bro.
good luck to someone else in our main group, but no one in our main group is nearly as dedicated. That'd be a lucky thing.
just depends
I don't know what
on
to
what
tell you.
that
Yeah,
person in our
it
group
depends on
does
what
that they
Rare wants to, decide.
Exactly.
Like, hey,
and that's
we should
what's
put
gonna
that in the
make
game.
me laugh. I'm nothing against you or that person.
We'll see what
but
happens.
It'd just be funny.
But
in my
anyway,
mind.
let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's getting late, and we were on here for quite a while. I appreciate you guys helping me out and doing this podcast with me. For anyone who wants to see more, well, actually, more of my streams of Sea of Thieves, because I will be streaming that a lot when it comes out. Again, my Twitch is Master Time Lord. Not sure if I'm going to be using Twitch or Mixer. Twitch is better for me getting things onto YouTube, which I like, but Mixer is more convenient, and they do have that cross stream thing, which I really like. So my Mixer is Anubis316. My Twitch is Master Time Lord, and then my YouTube is also Anubis316. All right. Anyone else have anything? Any final comments, or are we done?
Everyone have a
Whatever
great night.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Felicia.